Episode 8. For once starting an episode from the title screen, after having exited out last time, a new recording session, without having to pause in the middle of a room, where we can't actually save and quit without losing the whole day. I was actually looking at the achievement list right before I started the game, recognized that I didn't have any achievements yet. Despite my imagined progress through the game, I guess. But it is real progress, right? Last time we unlocked the tool shed or whatever. Seems like all the achievements are, well, most of them, they're all challenge-based, nothing like progression, or whatever you can call progression, other than beating the game. A lot of secret achievements that I haven't even looked into yet. Maybe after we beat the game. Don't know if I want to go for all achievements in this, or if I just want to go for room 46. Definitely want all the lore though. Well, now that we got the tool shed, I guess our days begin with losing a couple of steps to make our way over to this side of the estate. Of course, we also, last time, defeated the Dark Room. By which I mean we read all of its secrets in the light and all that, with the magnifying glass. And I did look back on my recording to see the number that was there. 1128. Should be the way to get into the garden over here. Guess we're expending a few extra steps just for this. How many steps does it actually take to get here from the entrance hall? Seems like the campsite counts as one. Going from the grounds to this pass in front of the campsite counts as one. And then going from the entrance hall to the grounds obviously counts as one, so 3 steps. Pretty hefty just to get to this gate, which probably counts as one more. I say hefty like it even matters, but 1128, right? Negative 17. Not really. There's 11 minus 28 on this tree, which is why I remember negative 17, but that's obviously a date. And it has to do something with romance, apparently, because it's encircled by a heart, or was on the tree. Anyway, we got another permanent upgrade. Unfortunately, we don't get this upgrade starting today because I didn't do this yesterday. I should have done this before I quit out the game. Because apparently this only works if you, well, as soon as you start the day, starting tomorrow. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with an extra 20 steps. Great. Roguelite. Roguelike? I don't actually know the difference between roguelite and roguelike. Can we eat these? No. That'd be too much, right? You'd start the day with 20 extra steps anyway, but you could just walk over here and get like 2 times however many apples there are on the trees, which is way more than 20. And that would be, well, just breaking the game, right? It's funny though. Apparently Simon didn't want to hop over the fence to eat the apples. He had to unlock it the honorable way, by using a magnifying glass in the dark room. Very sensible, Simon. Of course, there's more than just apples here, there's also lore. A sundial, huh? Is it moving? I guess it wouldn't be, because the day only progresses as we get further in rank into the house. Even though the clocks move, apparently, on their own accord. I think the minute hand moves on the clock, but not the actual hour hand. That probably moves more with the rank, the sun and all that, as you progress through the house. Why is this sundial here anyway? And actually, if we're here in the morning, then the sun is that way, right? We can't see it, but that is where sunlight is coming from, like this direction. And we can't really see where we are, but this way would then be east, right? Sun rising in the east that way. And this way would be west. Which means our initial assumption, even without the compass rose, for confirmation, that this orientation of the house with the left side being west and the right side being east was correct, as anyone would probably assume anyway. But now we've confirmed it. I think, if I'm reading the sundial right. And I haven't gotten east and west mixed up again, as I often do. Okay, but here's the lore. And no, that's not a goodie. That's like one of these stands that we've seen a gem on before, right? Like inside the safe. Why is this here? Gardener's Logbook. April 10th, 1992 through... Doesn't this game take place in like... When was that Will and Testament sign? I think I remember it was weird because it was on an old gramophone record player, but then they dropped a date like 1990 or something. I think it might have been 1993 or whatever, like when it was recorded. Does this game take place in the 90s shortly after his death? Even if it was, it still feels a little bit recent, right? Too recent for the old gramophone or whatever. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. All I'm saying is that this date seems to be recent, not too long ago from the Gardener's Logbook. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings on the estate, inasmuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Nogula, groundskeeper. Thanks, Robert. Your knowledge on tomfoolery will surely help us out. I guess if Simon gets the inheritance, then he can hire new help, but who knows, maybe Simon wants to do all the work on the house himself. Maybe we're the new groundskeeper. Among my many commission duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. Like the entire mountain? My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Okay, not the entire mountain. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death, and the ensuing closure of the west wing. And yet the west wing is the one that's less likely to be locked. I previously reasoned that it was more likely to be locked due to the lady's death and then putting the entire west wing away, so to speak, locking it up. But maybe it's more likely to be unlocked, if I am reading that note right, remembering that note right. More likely to be unlocked because nobody uses it. Doors that are more in use are more likely to be locked, right? But if nobody uses the rooms, who cares about locking it? I guess. It works either way. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the West Pass, weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep, and like groundskeeping. The majority of these I discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house, along the east and west wings. Okay, this is great. Yeah, this is perfect. This is why I haven't been getting green rooms, or why I feel like I've been getting shafted on them. I think my strategy has been trying to fill out the entire house. So statistically speaking, I'm more in the middle of the house than the edges of the house, and therefore not getting the green rooms. So if we want to go for these, we have to go for the edge. And the secret garden also falls into that category, meaning, I think, the reason I was able to use a special key on the doors but find that they were still, like, not usable, the secret garden key in this example, was because I needed to be on the edge of the house. I think there was one point where I could have done that, but I chose not to. So if we get the secret garden key again from the code check, we'll just have to remember that we have to try it, probably, on the edge of the house. That makes sense, because it's not always going to be like, what's that called? The courtyard? The one where it's just like in the middle of the house and still a green room? I guess some of these gardens, or most of them, and even like the one that we went to, I think it was either the patio or the veranda. I think the patio. Might have even been the terrace. That one was clearly like designed for the edge of the house. It wouldn't really make sense anywhere else. So yeah, maybe I should have realized this. We kind of already knew that the ground was going to be, or rather the layout of the house was going to be tied to the likelihood of the different rooms, just based on some earlier information we got. And something about soil, the soil survey. One of the first tasks I undertook as a groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath the house, or underneath each slot, on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only ever appear in the wings. Okay. So I guess even if you figured out that the green rooms mainly, most of them, spawn on the edges, you're getting some extra info here about digging things up apparently. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship with the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. Okay. So we want to put green rooms on like the good soil, or the rich soil even, and not the barren grounds, or the middle rooms don't really matter. I mean, we had the courtyard and we're able to dig things up there, in the middle of the house, but I guess that's kind of special. So it's pretty clear that the east side of the house is going to be better for soil, just in general. The one exception to this is going to be the rich soil in rank 3 on the west side. Can I memorize this? We can just in general memorize that good soil is on the west side. We just want to know where the rich soil is, right? For like the good stuff. Rich soil on rank 3 all the way on the west side. And then for the east side, rich soil is on rank 4. That's easy to remember if it's like 1 up from the west side and all the way on the opposite. And then all the way at the back of the house is easy to remember too. And then 2 away from the back of the house might be harder to remember, but I think we can memorize those 4 locations. And even though there's poor soil locations on the west side, I think we can just kind of assume it's always going to be good, statistically speaking, on the west side. Don't really feel like I can memorize all of this. Might also be worth remembering if we do a green room on the west side, but the good soil is towards the back. But mainly I'll just memorize the rich soil, if I can. I could just take a picture though. I mean, I have the recording. But my phone isn't with me right now, it's charging. Smudge pots. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard smudge pots. The orchard that we're in right now. So all the equipment outside the house are still gas-powered, or whatever. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity, thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months, to ensure a daily yield of apples. Do we have to worry about this? Is our apple yield gonna suddenly cut short if we take too long? When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gasoline should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. Okay, no wait. So this isn't related to the apples, it just means we need to do this to turn gas on to the estate. We unlocked like more for the estate this way, I guess. We unlocked whatever is gas-powered in the estate. What's this on the left side about the gas-powered stuff inside the house? Almost every room in the house now has new fixtures and wiring. We don't know what inside the house uses gas. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I have submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, which we haven't been to yet, with the much more appropriate angel, Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? This is another one of the angels that we see in the chapel. I don't remember which number. And apparently there's also a couple in the cloister, or one. Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday, and she wonders why I avoid tending to the cloister. Truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner garth, and am too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. We know the cloister and the courtyard can spawn in the middle, right? And then there's the terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden, all on the edge. Apparently. My best rendition, pretty good considering I have only ever seen Rinna's depiction in the chapel. So I guess in the cloister we should expect to find Orinda, but Rinna should be there, according to this guy. How many green rooms were there? 8 of them, yeah, I figured. I seem to recall, yeah, it seems like there's 8 of each of these special rooms. Whatever you call these categories, the colored ones. So yeah, we've only ever seen these ones because they spawn in the middle, or rather no, the terrace we've seen at the edge. But we have seen the cloister as an option in the middle. Alright, now we know how to get these. Or how to make them more likely to spawn. Is this a thing? Can we turn off gas power to this? It should be like this. It's that pipe. Okay. Great. To be honest, I was beginning to suspect that little platform was more than just, I don't know, a compass rose like I thought at first. Just because of those pipes. I thought we unlocked it just now, but it seems like there's gonna be a lot more to it. Okay, well we can turn it off if we want. Do we need to worry about leaving these not cloisters, whatever these things are, on for the apples? Are we near the winter months? Are we gonna lose our buff if we leave this off? We'll just leave the fire on for now. I guess we can just walk back here and turn it back on if we have to. Or we're not going to waste the day and get those extra 20 steps just because we unlocked this. Never a wasted day. Not for Simon. Funny little thing about this mountain here. It's like the iconic thing, the iconic Mount Holly mountain, or whatever. When you start up the game, something that I used as a thumbnail, the little art that pops up, you see the mountain behind the house. But that's not how it is in reality. Obviously they just wanted the mountain behind the house to make for better art, right? But I think they put the mountain over here so that you can see it as you're exiting the house. Just to make the entrance hall that much more iconic. Or the view from the entrance hall iconic. Because you're not always going to leave through this front door. Sometimes you're just going to look outside from it. Although now that I've unlocked this door, we are always going to leave through the front door. Can't imagine why we wouldn't. Glad we don't have to walk over to the apple orchard to get those 20 extra steps. And I'm pretty sure there's no way we can use this pass over here to get inside the house through the garage. I'm pretty sure the garage has to spawn in by your own drafting or whatever. So it's just not going to be there. Our choices are the hovel. Special floor plans now cost additional steps instead of gems. Okay. That might be good for me. There are so many floor plans that I feel like I couldn't get. And I always feel like I have a surplus of steps. Well, sometimes. Usually. The shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. That's a pretty decent thing. It's free. It's not like a cost like this. This one just changes the cost to something maybe more affordable. But it's still a cost. This one is free, and you get the benefit of the red rooms, which is... Well, red rooms tend to have a lot of doors or no cost or whatever. Root cellar, we've seen before. Rooms in your house will be more likely to contain dig spots today. I would like to go for green rooms today, now that we got all of that knowledge. There's no way we can guarantee the shovel, but I think we've seen the shovel spawn twice in a green room, right? So, if we're going for green rooms, then this is all the more likely, right? But this is also good for green rooms because a lot of the green rooms I remember seem to have costed diamonds. We can't just say we're only going to use diamonds on green rooms. That's maybe not going to be feasible. Do we want this for the green room cost, or do we want this for digging? Maybe we gamble all in on digging. And this itself is a green room, the root cellar, so... Oh, we can dig in here. It'd be nice if a shovel spawned here. Can't eat this potato. Oh, well before we get to that. An underground store of jarred vegetables and fruits from Mount Holly's gardens. It's always amazing what great things come from a little digging around in the dirt. It'd be too easy if this place always came with a shovel. Maybe sometimes it comes with a shovel. I was wondering about this. The outer room, that's what it's called. It's not called the storehouse or whatever. The shack, whatever I chose last time. It can only sometimes be that shack. Just called the outer room in general. So yeah, this is what I was wondering for a long time, and thankfully it is in game. Now the question is, let's see. Where is Herbert S. Sinclair? That's our point of reference. There's a Simon, his brother, and Clara. Which way does this tree go? Is going up the way of... Okay, I see. So Epson on the right, kind of. And then Sinclair on the left. So that would mean... The thing about trees is, like, the sensible way, quote unquote, would be to have the branches as you're moving up, like, look in a Y direction. That's where the newer generations would be, just because of, like, the way family trees work, or whatever. Two parents have multiple kids, and so branches out multiple children. But the way trees are, I think, usually expected to be is that the parents are at the top, and moving down are the children. And I think that's the way this is. So Herbert S. Sinclair and Simon H. Sinclair's parents would be Baroness Arvell and Baron Thomas Sinclair. I don't think it would make sense for them to be the kids of Simon and Clara. No, definitely not. We've seen Lord William Epson, haven't we? Wasn't he the one holding that one note in the Red Room picture? Don't know if we recognize anyone else here explicitly, but we have heard about a Lady Epson, not sure which one. Maybe we can assume that it was Mary Epson, the lady of the estate whenever she's referred to. Who was the one that appeared in the photo in the Red Room? I think it would have had to been Clara, maybe? But how does that make sense? Because this is Herbert's house. So who would have been living in the house that was Lady Epson, the lady of the estate? I would have to guess Mary. Now we know that Herbert is Simon's great uncle, which would make Simon Sr. the grandfather, right? As we previously assumed from the bunk bed stuff. But I was confused because wasn't our mother, what was it? Not Moira, but something like that? The one who wrote the picture book. Marion. Oh wait, is Marion Mary? Is Mary short for Marion? Mary Epson? Right, that makes sense. Mary and Marion. I don't know why it's like a different name, but that would be our mother, the one that went missing. She married some Jones guy. I don't remember his name, but we do have it in the red letter that we picked up from the safe. And we are Simon P. Jones. Not sure where that P comes from. I don't know too much about naming conventions for middle names. It'd be nice if we could look at this letter again. It is in our inventory, technically, sort of. Well, I guess we'll have to come back here when we get the shovel, if we even get one today. We're going for green room, so I'm hoping we will. But I did waste a lot of steps, just like going back in and out of these different orchards and outside rooms and all that. Alright, we wasted a lot of time, but let's get inside the house. There's 38 steps starting from the entrance hall. Here we are again. So how do we want to do this? How do we, like, maximize getting the edge rooms? Do we just go straight for the edge? I think what we just do is just try not to fill in the middle as much as we can. That was kind of my strategy previously, but we just ignore that strategy is all. Alright. Do we want the steps back? No, let's go for the edge. Now we know that this won't be a very good over here, like soil location. So I'll just make it a nook. No items to speak of. Then will let us get further to the side. And give us a gem if we need it for the, one of the green rooms. Of course, there's this thing, right? The terrace was like a dead end, and it has to be like facing the edge of the house in a specific way. So we wouldn't be able to spawn the terrace just moving along the edge like this. We would have to reach the edge from the second from the left or the second from the right column. But I guess other green rooms can still spawn on the edge like this, right? Other than the courtyard and the cloister. We're not in a bedroom. We got this upgrade, but I feel like I'm not using it that much, because we never got it while inside a bedroom. Not yet, anyway. It's a shame, but we'll just have to make this a storeroom. Oh hey, we got these. They just spawn inside the house. How funny. We'll have to remember to come back here, if we ever get that shovel. There it is. Alright, I want to loop back around the storeroom. And that's where like a high soil room would be, right? Like a rich soil room. Alright, this'll work. I am reading this, right? I have to check every time. It's lying. Doors in the west wing are less likely to be locked. West is this way. This side is where it's not locked. I have to repeat it every time, I'm sorry. It's because I'm bad with west and east, and also because it's lying, so the double negative is killing me. Damn it. Well, just give us a guest bedroom. Maybe we can make our way back around the guest bedroom to the center. Oh, we got this now. It's been a while since we saw this. Guess we don't need the fuse box this time. Specifically for our security door strategy, anyway. It would be nice to get the security room just for... Damn. We're not looping around. Yeah, it would be nice to get the security door just to increase the frequency of the security doors. Or the security room. Whatever I said. Alright, give me something to the right, please. Okay, that works. And I do like the parlor. Though we should be building towards this, right? It'd just kind of end our day almost instantly, wouldn't it? We're not going to do that. Now that we're all the way on this side, I guess we can also... Oh yeah, this is also a rich soil room, so we can try to go for a left door as well as one that goes towards the back. This box and the white box are both empty. Could be true. This box and the blue box are both empty. They are saying the same thing. Neither of them... Well, they could both be lying, actually. I think. Wait. Let's look at this first. The other two statements have identical wording. Okay, let's look at the exact wording. This box and the blue box, this box and the white box. They are not identical wording. You are lying. You're either the one definitely lying, or the one that might be a liar. Which means one of these has to be telling the truth. This box and the white box are both empty. This box and the blue box are both empty. If this one is true, then the black box has the goodies. If this one is true, then it's the same thing. The black box has the goodies. The lying box has the goodies. Alright, we do want to go to the left, I guess. But the green room that we spawn could very well end our day. We don't even have a shovel yet. So I think, as painful as it is, we have to go for the red room. Just getting a green room on the rich soil room, as juicy as that might be, is useless to us without anything going on. We need at least a shovel here. We need to pay attention to the ground, I guess, if there are any. Like things like this. So the chapel and this storeroom, if we ever get a shovel. Alright, I guess we can try making our way back towards in front of the storeroom, north of it. Well, I shouldn't avoid the commissary just because it always requires a gem. This is exactly what we need. We don't want the gymnasium. It could have the shoes in it, though, and that's not like a guarantee. Do we want to gamble on the shoes? The commissary is only useful to us if we have money to spend. Maybe we'll have money later, though. If we dig up a bunch of these dirt things, maybe. Who knows, maybe we buy the shovel from here. We can. We need 6 coins, or we need to find it inside the house. Does this mean that the shovel doesn't spawn inside the house? I don't actually know. I mean, it's not like there's just one shovel always, right? And what is this? This seems to have changed from last time. With on the left and with out on the right. This has to do with the password, it has to. Again, for my reasoning of this same note, being inside the security room, with this same 2 photos, well, not the same 2 photos, but the same 2 potential photos or whatever, with the left and without the right, whatever that means. Alright, we want to go to the right, I guess. Maybe a bedroom? No, we need the coins, actually. I almost forgot. And this gives us some extra steps. It's not advertised, but it is a guarantee. Okay, we've got a key. Sure. We'll use it. This does let us get to the other side. And into the house. So we will use a gem. Plus it's a new room. And it adds a bunch of new rooms too. We made it to the pool. It's the 7th day, so let's call it like Saturday or Sunday or something. Simon gets to have like a weekend swim or something. I don't know. No, never mind, Simon. I guess you can just kind of dip your toes in. Actually, we can see in the reflection. It's like the sky or something, but we can see Mount Holly in the distance. It's like some weird thing about the way the game renders reflections or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's like not immersion breaking or anything like that, but it's just an interesting detail. I wondered if it might be like a reflection of like some kind of ceiling portrait or something. Like you're swimming in here and you float on your back and you look up and see Mount Holly, but no. An indoor or Indian pool was one of the more modern additions to the estate, the inclusion of which provided a convenient excuse for building a handful of other rooms which not only complement an indoor pool, but are often compulsory inclusions. Can this room spawn on one of the edges? Because I think it'd look a lot nicer with a window, you know? It's just kind of, well, like a liminal space, you know? When it's just like this. Drafting pool rules. The draft pool in your deck of potential floor plans. Before we continue, it's interesting that so many of these rules only spawn like randomly inside rooms that you might get. Like, I don't know, 100 times out of 100 times, you might get 1 or 2 of these rules. But most of the time, Not until you already know the game pretty well. But I guess even then, you might learn something new. We'll see. The draft pool is your deck of potential floor plans. Each time you draft, 3 random floor plans are drawn from the draft pool for you to select from. Yes, we know. The odds of drawing a specific floor plan may differ depending on the room. We intuited that, but now it's like saying it explicitly, so that's good. Some rooms are more rare than others. Yeah, we saw. Floor plans are added to the draft pool, or floor plans added to the draft pool are removed at the end of the day, unless otherwise stated. Yeah, I guess we sort of assume that too. And no running. We didn't assume that. But this isn't running. This is a stroll button. We're strolling. Okay, we can now draft other things. Do we want to go for this? We got the gems, right? Unless it's like a 3-gem cost. Give us some good green room. Come on, man. I worked so hard for this. It's a special soil, too. I really wanted the green room. Okay. I guess we're gonna waste this for the drawing room. This would let us, like, redraw for a green room. Although we are missing... Well, we only have 1 more gem now. Nothing. Great, our last key. If we can at least get 2 more coins, this won't be a total waste. Wine cellar's new. We could get the wine cellar. We can redraw, that's why we got this room. But the 3 gems are pretty tempting. However, we are dead in the water if we don't have any keys. And if we need a key for north of the pool room, that's like game over unless we go all the way back to the entrance hall and try there. We might want to redraw just to try to get a green room like my original plan was. As tempting as the wine cellar is in this particular scenario. Okay, we got a green room. It's not on the perfect soil room, this might actually be a poor soil room. I don't really remember. Oh, and... this is tempting too. We could get the sauna. Just because we got the pool, this is like only today. But also only today is like... special stuff with green stuff, right? We need that shovel. We'll spend our gem on it. Please, I'm asking for a shovel. I'm begging. It's nice that we got a new room, but I really... Oh hey, is this where the lever goes? That's it. This opens the south side of the antechamber. Does this just like randomly spawn anywhere, or is this always in the green room? Maybe there's like... more for the left, right, and the top in different rooms? Well, we got this, but it's no shovel. And we found another one of those. Maybe the shovel really does only spawn if it's not in the commissary. It's like a mutually exclusive thing. It's kind of a nice place for a greenhouse. It's kind of weird that it's tucked in this nook, where sunlight doesn't really get in if... Well, I guess sunlight comes in from the east side in the morning. This room is always warm, as its glass walls and roof help to retain the sun's rays. The gardener, however, should be scolded, for the soil here is dry, and the flower beds are devoid of all signs of life. I'm pretty sure that description must change if we're actually in like the good soil room, right? Maybe? Wish I could check. Is this actually a poor Swell room, I'll just have to do that after the recording. So which number is this? Number 5. We saw 1 through 4 in the piano room, number 8 in the workshop, and here's number 5. Trees found inside will never shade, the gems that shine in night and rain. The clue you hold cannot be paid with guns nor coin, so toss away these sheets you find a worthy trade. Yeah, so I forgot what the first 4 were, like the first 4 bolded words. Maybe I should have written that down after all. I know the gist of it. It was like, take the first words of the... And then number 5 was sheets, blank blank, message, or whatever was on number 8. I'm pretty sure 8 was message. That one stands out in my head. I'll have to look back on the recordings after this for the musical note bold words. Alright, hopefully this isn't locked. We need that shovel. Or 2 coins. Either one. Wait, what? Does not reset each day? Interesting. Is this just going to always be here? Like right here? That wouldn't be like a terrible location for it. It's kind of like centrally located between rank 9 and rank 1, here in rank 5. Let's just go left to right and enter it from rank 3, or rank 4 rather, from the south side. Doesn't let us go north it seems, but... Are we locking this in? Like forever? We've never seen this before, so we're doing it. I was about to get the closet just for the chance of getting like extra coins, but... Let's do this. How does this work? And a lot of dig spots too. If we can get that damn shovel. Yep, it's a rare one, and it's permanent. It's like the first time we've seen that, right? Other than the entrance hall. Did I ever notice this? That there was like a room before the entrance hall that wasn't like... I guess this is number 1. Huh. And the antechamber is obviously permanent too. The cornerstone of the house, not located in the corner. Unvarying and unchanging, the foundation is one of the only constants in the estate on which you can truly rely. But I'm pretty sure we've been here before and it wasn't the foundation. And obviously we could have drafted something other than foundation. This natural cavity was hollowed directly out of the mountain itself, with its stone and earth walls displaying an underlying coarseness that the rest of the mansion conceals. Kinda creepy. There's no shovel, but at least we can open this door. We got an elevator. There's no north exit, but there is an elevator. How do we activate that? We can't jump that high. We can't jump at all. Don't see any, like, buttons around here. I'm glad we have the key card. This is the only one where we're not dead in the water, other than the entrance hall. But it does mean no more items, so no more shovel. What we really need is just 1 coin, please. Well, I guess we could go north of the chapel. Maybe I should have tried drafting there for, like, resources before we moved on. But then we would lose a coin going into the chapel, and then one more coin going south of it, so we'd need to like gain 4 coins north of the chapel to get back to the commissary with 6 coins. So I guess we're just doing this. I guess the bedroom could have had 2 coins or something, or even a shovel. No items to speak of. It would be nice to go for green rooms. I wanted to make this my green room run. It's not working out that way. Well, we can get a free gem, I guess. It's kind of one of those guarantees that isn't advertised. Daniel was his name. Dear old dad. Starting to get worried about the step count a little bit. We should be able to get like most of the digging spots if we can just at least get 2 more coins. Crap. We're screwed. We're dead in the water. Okay, what do we do? We've got to try somewhere. The maid room might have been the wrong choice. We might have... Well, two items is hard to say, or whatever. What would be in it? We could have gone for the closet here. But it's unlikely that it would have been 2 coins, right? There's a chance that it would have been 1 shovel and something else, but somehow I doubt it. Unfortunately, we do have to pass through the chapel, twice even. Maybe even more than that if we're going back to the foyer, the entrance hall. You avoided me yet again. If we could, like, buy a key, I might even consider that. Just so we don't have to pass through the chapel, but that might be a stupid thing to do. Spend more coins on the key so you don't have to pass through the chapel. This could even be locked, who knows? Alright. Wait. Damn. If the boudoir was like 1 to the right, then we could have gotten the secret garden key and opened the secret garden. Even if we didn't have any shovels. We absolutely know it won't work on the boudoir, locked door. There's nothing we can do with this. The library doesn't help us. Except for the books, the actual knowledge in the library, ignoring the perk. We don't really need the closet. The coat check does nothing for us with the key there. Let's read that book that we asked for. Maybe we can fix all of my faulty strategies or whatever. And I guess we got the magnifying glass. Don't think we found anything else that we might need this for, other than the red room. The dark room. At least we can try this. Pretty sure, yeah, it's just white bars, obviously. They're not going to cheat and make it like some hidden information or something. I think we already tried like some of the stuff in the second floor. Drafting Strategy, Architectural Digest Volume 3, Contents, Features, Page, etc. The Potential Within by the Editor, Page 2. Gems, Gem Strategies and Tips, Page 4. Planning Your House, Estate Layout and Drafting. Top Drafting Combos, 5 combos you won't want to miss. Now that's what I'm after. Making a Connection, Estate Connectivity. Tips and Tricks, Suggestions for Success. Word from the Editor, by the Editor. That's us. Oh, and we got a date. It is 1993 after all. This isn't too long after the The notes from the gardener. And Kimberly Thompson checked it out like not too long ago. Do we know a Kimberly? Have we seen this name before? The potential within. We all start as an empty floor plan. To the ambitious young architect, a fresh blueprint represents a world of boundless possibilities. When you are staring at a blank canvas, you have unlimited potential and ideas to explore. But with an abundance of options at your disposal, the architect can also become overwhelmed by the countless choices and decisions that need to be made. Should I draft a hallway or a closet? How many bedrooms do I need in my house? Is passageway really worth 2 gems? I know, right? All these questions can compound, adding layers of complexity and stress to the design process. That's why it's even more important to develop simple and effective strategies that you can employ while drafting your house to ensure a successful project outcome. In this volume of Architectural Digest, we aim to provide architects with some of these strategies and even assist them in developing their own. Gems, gems, gems. Every architect needs them. Although many architects employ different strategies when developing their house designs, most of them agree with one guiding principles. Have gems while drafting. Yeah, it took me a while to realize I have to kind of save them. One of the most common ways architects draft themselves into a corner is by not having the resources they need when opening a new door. Yes, I know. If you lack the gems to consider all 3 presented options, you may be forced to draft a room you do not want. To avoid this predicament, focus on drafting rooms that grant you gems, and prioritize acquiring gems as early in the day as you can. This approach is a surefire way to set yourself up for success. I mean, I could have written that. What about these other tips and tricks? Reader-submitted gem strats. Are any of these Kimberly? No. Make sure you check for gems in the room you are in before clicking the door. I do this way too much. We don't have to worry about that. Alice. Think about saving some gems for emergencies. Right. I did realize that around day 3 or 4 or something. I try to only spend them if I really, really need a room. Or if they're tantalizing, right, Chen? Like a new room? A tantalizing new room? Like the pool? Maybe just me. I will never draft the passageway on the first 5 ranks. It's a simple strat that has served me well. Okay, that's something. I mean, I can understand it. It's not like very concretely a necessary strategy, but I can see the sense in it. We'll try that, Kyle. If you see gems for sale in any of the shops, buy them out. Really? Is that a good idea? Huh. Maybe Matthew's onto something. Maybe more gems equates to more rooms that equate to a better, like, universal currency, whatever the exchange rate for gems to coins is. Because maybe the rooms would have potentially more coins statistically if they cost gems. Don't pass up wine cellar. I mean, we did, but even if you're not thirsty, there's no such thing as too many gems. I may have a bit of a problem, says Craig. Yeah, I think we don't need gems all the time that much, Craig. I don't regret passing up the wine cellar this time. And we got a few more pages, like quite a lot more to read through. Which I think we'll have to save for next time. Kind of lame to stop reading the book in the middle of, or at the very end of the episode, and then pick up reading the book at the very beginning of the next episode. But I'd just rather not go over the hour. Don't think there's anything to find with this magnifying glass in any of these. We'll just call it a day. Not really. Not like literally call it a day, as there is a literal button in the game. We're going to continue in the next episode, trying to get that damn shovel, if we can. Now would be a good time to take a break.